It's already June. I don't know about you guys, but I can definitely admit that I haven't been doing my job. I have been slacking from January 1st. My birthday is January 1st, and I had promised myself a lot of things, a lot of New Year's resolutions, and what I wanted this year to look like. And now I've made quite a bit of progress in terms of everything. And I'm proud of myself looking back, but I am smart enough to realize that it is not enough, and there's definitely more work that needs to be done, and definitely more accountability. All of these goals I had set out for myself January 1st, I thought they would be easy. And as it turns out, they're a lot harder than I thought. And that's good. I like the challenge. However, I know that I could be doing more. And when I analyze this, I find out that my problem is that I like to I like to think about all of these things and fantasize about these things that I want. However, I'm not doing what is required on a daily basis enough consistently to be hitting my goals. For the gym, what I want my physique to look like. I've made progress, but I'm not nowhere near done with it. And now look, the year's not over. There's still a good amount of the year left, and I could very well hit those goals or surpass them, and that is the goal. But I'm saying this as everyone fucks up. I'm not perfect, and I need to start taking more action. And what I want you guys to realize is that anything is possible. You see me now making these YouTube videos, you see my Instagram. I just started my online coaching, and I want you guys to come along me with the journey, and I want you guys to realize anything is possible if you put your mind to it. You need to look at why. You need to look at your pain pillars and think about why. See, me, I don't have the best home life right now. Like I've stated earlier, I'm still living at home in my house with a bunch of problems, and I hate that. I hate my situation right now. So what am I gonna do about it? Am I gonna sit there and bitch and whine, or am I gonna just put my head down and fucking work like a man? There are some people in this world that are just born different. There's a lot of average people with average thoughts doing average things, but there's a certain contingency of people that I want to find my videos that they want more. They don't just want to live average lifestyles, they want the best. And now I don't mean like, oh, you know, yeah, I have a good life, I make like $100,000 a year, and you know, I have a pretty decent physique, I hit the gym. I want to be the best at everything. No exceptions. Microscopic level, just every solitary aspect of everything needs to be dialed in. Now, this is my main point I want to drive home here, is that you cannot simplify yourself to one aspect of life. I'll give this example. If you just go to the gym and you identify and associate with the gym culture and everything, and that is your only thing you have going for you, and you're gonna end up lacking in every single area. Now they say, jack of all trades, master of none. So to combat that, I say, okay, excel extremely in 2 areas. Whatever you fuck with the most, whatever is your biggest passion, make those 2 things your best. Max out in those areas. And then try your absolute hardest to almost max But I would even argue max out every single aspect of your life. Because if you're just a jacked guy and you're just only doing gym shit, but you're broke as fuck, you're socially awkward, and you don't know how to talk to girls, you can't even attract girls, so what's the point of having muscles? You're not making any money, so what's the point of having those muscles? You can't fight, so you think you're a big tough guy, but what happens when someone with trained MMA knowledge, you get yourself in a situation where you're gonna get fucked up and embarrassed? What? And then, okay, we can go the other way. If you're just a fighter, you're just a tough guy who fights, well then you look like shit if you don't train your muscles, and you just, oh well, that's my only thing. You're also broke if that's your only thing. You're also socially awkward, and someone with more money than you, if you say, oh well, I could kick his ass, the person with more money doesn't have to fight because they have private security that they'll just have deal with you. So it's really important not to go down the route of just, I'm just gonna go all in on this one thing. You need to max out everything. What about God, spirituality, religion, physics, vibration, psychology? All of these things you need to learn. Speech, communication, all of these skills. You need to build up skills and charisma. That is what's going to make you interesting. That is what's going to make you a highly attractive, hyper successful man. And I know you're thinking, oh well, who is this guy to tell me anything about this? I don't have anything to show right now. And I'll admit that I don't have anything to show for all of the hard work I've been putting in. But that's the thing. This point right now is where most people give up. Most people would have given up on what I'm doing right now. They would have given up. But that, I keep coughing, fuck. That is what motivates me to keep pushing forward, because I know 99% of the people who would have done what I done have quit by now. They would have quit months ago. And the people that are still here, they'll quit soon. But I don't give a fuck how long it takes. I will have my dream life with no time frame. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to figure it out. And stop worrying about, oh, well, I'm not seeing any progress. I'm not seeing any results. Let your actions be the speaker for your results. And put your head down, shut the fuck up, show up every single day with maximum intention, maximum aggression. You're a man. And stop lollygagging and just get off your ass. Do what you gotta do. Read some books. Watch some highly educational YouTube videos. Go to the gym. Lift heavy weights. Beat your numbers the next week. Learn how to talk to women. Learn how to become more attractive. Learn social dynamics. Become more conscious. Align yourself with who you want to be, and from there, the only thing in the way is time. It's just a time gap, because you're not going to see it, but you are matching. Put it this way: when you're waking up every single day and you're doing every single thing you know you need to be doing, reverse engineer it. Okay? Look at who you want to become, your mastered ideal self. Look at that person. Look at his attributes, what he thinks, what he does, what he drives, what his values and morals are. And then reverse engineer your way out of that and think about, okay, what would that person be doing? And then do those actions. Let's say your ideal self, for me, my ideal self wakes up early as fuck, reads books, sips black coffee, meditates, does some work on his laptop, doesn't fuck around, doesn't go on social media, doesn't really associate with that, doesn't play video games, doesn't smoke weed, doesn't drink alcohol. None of that, because that is all just a psyop in and of itself. And I know that version of me, that Aiden Sitzma, he did what I'm doing right now. And I know it gets hard and there's a lack of motivation sometimes, and that is when it's important to remember why. And I know it's corny, it sounds like, oh, everyone said that, but you know what? Really try it. I have a whole notes app in my phone with reasons why I should keep going when it gets hard. I could go through them right now. And in fact, I will. I will go through them right now. All right, some examples of some reasons that why I keep going. Number one, I have a comment from a girl, something very disrespectful she said to me. That replays in my head when shit gets hard, when I don't feel like doing that, when I don't feel like going to the gym, or, you know, I don't have a problem with getting in the gym, but sometimes during leg day or something hard like that, I'll have a hard time pushing myself past my limits and dying. So I need to think about how I felt exactly in that moment. You have to take yourself exactly back to that moment when everything changed. Do not allow yourself to be disrespected. You are more valuable than that. If girls are disrespecting you, talking shit about you, going and fucking other dudes, choosing other men over you, all these little comments they say, you use that. If people try to clown you on the internet, people try to send videos around of you, that's another example. They're just trying to disrespect. Are you going to allow yourself to be disrespected? Would the higher version of yourself allow you to be disrespected? No. Do something about it. Prove them wrong. If people try to embarrass you in social situations, think about that. Think about how they made you, they clowned you and people laughed at you, and how that feels. Do you want that to be reversed? Do you want to be so highly elevated that you're going to be pointing and laughing at them, being like, you know what, I get the last laugh. You're a pussy. Look at you. I dominate you in every single aspect. It can even be interpersonal stuff too. You can think about how you used to think of so highly of yourself, and then you got humbled and you realized you're actually not the shit. This happened to me so many times where I thought I was the shit, had this huge ego, just to get collapsed and humbled. And this is important because you need to realize at the end of the day, there is always going to be someone above you. There's always going to be someone more jacked, more handsome, more whatever it is, has more money. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you just need to compare yourself to who you were. And you need to keep working towards that. And just drop this pussy mentality of I can't do it. Because who cares? All of this shit that I'm doing, like, I literally have to take myself sometimes, literally think like, okay, I'm the only one that I know is real. Like, for all I know, all these other people around me could be fake. Like, I'm the only one. And this is important, that you need to get into consciousness. You need to read books about consciousness and learn about like what actually is going on around in the world, because a lot of people are kind of thinking like robots, and they don't really, like, they're purely subconscious autopilot humans walking around with no purpose. And you need to realize we're on a fucking rock in a literal infinite vast universe, and it's scary. And you need to think, at the end of the day, I always think about this. I think we're all going to die. As corny as it is, like, everyone says that, I know, but if you actually think about it, we're all going to fucking die one day. What do you want to be remembered by? Will you be remembered at all? And what will your values and your morals and your ideas be remembered for? And if not, if you just want to accept and surrender to the Matrix or whatever, and you just want to be a number, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. This channel probably isn't for you.